We're going to visit Lisa at the Daydream Farms. Like eggs? Did you get them as eggs?
They were a day old.
Huh.
They're only, oh, what are they? What are they now, Jill? 5 months old?
Not that old. I don't
4
know.
months old? Yeah, they're not
But
that old.
they've attached to you.
Oh my God, they love me.
Okay. So how did this all start? You loved horses?
I've been riding since I was 6.
Oh.
And we bought this place 15 years ago. And I did private rescue for about 10 years.
Which means what?
Private rescue? It just means I rescued 1 or 2 horses at a time on my own dime.
So there you are. You find a horse that needs help,
Yeah, it's not hard. Pretty easy.
and then you
They're
take
everywhere.
it home with you. And
We'd bring them home, rehab them, get them to gain weight, train them, do what we needed to do, and adopt them out. At the time when I was private, I would resell them. And then in 2010, my partner and I decided to incorporate and become a nonprofit so that we could make a bigger impact and do more things in the world. And then the whole idea was to take the horses and use the rescued horses as a vehicle for therapy to help heal people. That's always been our big goal.
I've seen that.
Yeah, that's always been our big goal. Unfortunately, the horse rescue thing took over to the point where the horse rescue itself became so busy. We took so many horses that we hadn't really had a lot of time to deal with the therapy thing. Although I've done it privately for the last 5 years. I've worked with a lot of autistic kids and stuff like that. But
Why are there so many horses that need to be rescued?
lots of reasons. Horses are a luxury, and the care of the horse goes out the window if people can't feed themselves or if they lose their job. And sadly, just like any other animals, people wait too long. They wait too long before they ask for help, or a lot of people can't face the inevitable, and we find that a lot. We find that people have a really hard time, and that's true with any animal, that people have a really hard time dealing with the pain of ending an animal's life, and so then they just don't, because they can't handle the pain of it, so they don't. So then the animal suffers, or they find somebody to give it away to, or they send it to an auction, which is very legal for a horse to just dump it at an auction. Most of these horses are auction dumps. Almost every one of them are. And it's easier to just put your head in the sand and pretend like it doesn't happen. And that mare right there that she's bringing in is an auction dump from last year. And she was in such bad shape, we were going to bring her in, and we were just going to bring her home and put her down. And she ended up being Equestrian Team Horse of the Year by last fall. She's broke trained. She's a wonderful, wonderful horse. Well, see, what happens with a lot of these horses is as long as they keep pretty easily, they'll keep them. But as soon as they need medical attention, farrier, vet, or whatever, they start to get older and their nutritional needs become more, they don't want to spend the money. That's what happened with her. The guy had her for like 10 years, and as long as she was younger and easy to keep, he had a use for her. Then she got older, and she needed some preventative medical care, and he didn't want to put the money into her. So she got skinny, and she got really neglected, and she's been in several accidents, because you'll see she's got scars. She's got many scars up and down her legs.
From tripping on something?
We think from getting tangled up in barbed wire.
Oh, you're after the apples. Interesting
hear her?
tool.
Yes. You don't want to get caught with it, do you? You get all the junk out because they might have stones in that caught in there.
Uh-huh.
So just dig. And normally they're not this clean. A lot of times they get pretty dirty. So this is just clean. See in here?
Yeah,
You get it cleaned out so that if there's a rock dug in there, you don't want it.
that would hurt.
Yeah.
Can you get him? Get. Go. Come on, go. Let her come out. Come on, go. Better than you getting run over.
But are they territorial or
Yeah,
what?
they have a pecking pecking order or a hierarchy. And she's new kid on the block, so they chase her off.
Oh, so who's the king?
Missy?
Missy. Well, it was. Now it's Annabelle.
Where's Annabelle?
Right there. The big.
Uh-huh. So you're the queen.
That turned into a sinus infection, that turned into a fungal infection. See her skull? Put your hand on her skull. See how her skull is all messed up between her eyes?
Huh.
7 years.
No, what was the name of the horse?
Ace. We called him Ace. His name was American Classic. He was 11 years old. He won $270,000 for his owners. He changed hands 10 times in 11 years, and we had to euthanize him 6 weeks ago
And
because
Jesus.
he was that crippled. Because they crippled him. They totally, completely crippled him. We couldn't save him. We could not save him. He was 11. He gave
crippled them from...
racing, crippled his joints. He had bigger.
Yeah.
That's all damage. That's all damage. He's damaged down there. He's damaged back here. Then you go to this right front. See all that? See how that's damaged. That's all just bone on bone, no joint space. He's actually got a chip there.
And how many years of racing would that take?
Well, he was already, he ran his last race in April of 2014, believe it or not, and he would have been pretty damaged then. But he started racing when he was 2, and his last race was October of 2014. Yeah, because that's what's on his papers. October 2014. So they raced him like that. They just raced him until he couldn't race anymore.
This is Dudley. He's a good boy. Hi, Dud.
And then the other one is Donkey.
Bye.
Well, what's her name? I didn't...
That's Jill.
Jill.
What's you guys doing? Yeah, that's Dudley. That's Donkey. Donkey, he's been here. He's been here a long time. He's been here since I was private. No, see, Donkey was one of 3 animals I took from a couple in Ohio. That was that kind of story. Her husband, she had a big thoroughbred and another horse that she rescued from an auction, and this donkey. And long story short, he ended up having a bad stroke, and so she was going to take care of the animals. And she was like, I don't care, they can just stay and be pets. And then she turned around and had a terrible, terrible car accident and ended up having her back fused. And so he had a stroke and she ended up having an accident. So she called me and said, can you please help me? And I drove all the way to Ohio. And I promised her Donkey would live the rest of his life here. So he'll never go anywhere. And then he's his friend, so he never goes anywhere because they're really good. They're good buddies. Right? Did you guys quit following me around?
Such beautiful animals.
Hi, Kevin. That's
Oh.
Kevin.
What's Kevin's story?
Kevin was an auction rescue from February. He was a starvation case. I got some pretty grim pictures of him, don't I?
Oh.
Yep, they just dumped him. They got done with him, so they dumped him at an auction. He was about 250 pounds underweight. He's very friendly. See, he's like, hello. Camera. Come here. He's a good boy. He's going to go up for adoption pretty soon. We have to ride him a few more times and get him going. Yeah, the people were very mean to him. They rode him really super skinny and
Such beautiful hair. Look at
I
that
know, isn't he
mane.
pretty? He's a pretty horse. You know, he's a
Those
very, very
colors.
pretty horse. This is the bigger donkey. This is Donkey.
Hi, Donkey.
Donkey like Shrek, I guess, is the name he came with. Hi, Kevin. I know, he's funny, isn't he? He's a riot. He's a good boy. You got in the way, didn't you? He's very friendly. His name's Jared. He's 31 this year.
So one of the gang kicked him?
Yeah, see, he's got see the swelling on his throat.
Yeah.
He got in the way of somebody, and they kicked him in the throat. Hi, how are you? You've been back in the burst too, haven't you? says, I'm liking this nice cool weather.
Mm-hmm.
We got him 2012 as a neglect case. Turkey, you might want to move. Thin, you know, older, thin, hadn't had any kind of preventative care. And the guy's wife had died about 10 years prior, and he was basically an alcoholic that could barely take care of himself, let alone take care of a horse. So we got him through animal control. All right? We
So the
take him-
county gets there and says,
I was really lucky because, and here comes Willie. Hi, Willie. Willie's an Amish pony. He's an old Amish road pony. Hi, Willie. Willie has, see the white on his face?
yeah.
That's from an embedded halter.
They had it on for years.
Yeah, and that's what it did. See, it's in the shape of a halter. It would be right where his halter would be. Down the sides and over his nose. That's what that's from. From an embedded halter.
And how old is this guy?
We think Willie is about 18, 17 or 18. He's a fun little pony. He is an Indian horse. That's why. That's exactly what he is. Boy, you guys are all about the salt today. Holy cow. Willie's chasing the pig. Don't stomp on my turkeys.